So I'm going to be completely honest. The reason you're struggling to stay consistent with your business isn't a motivation or discipline or a morning routine issue. It all comes down to basic energy and the energy demands of your day. So let me show you. So this is your energy demand, and then red is going to be your energy you have. In an ideal world, our energy is going to look like this. Energy we need, energy we have. And the energy we have is just going to be slightly more than the energy we need. All happy days, jobs are good. But that is not going to happen. We established this in the last video, that your energy fluctuates throughout the day. So I'm not going to go too deep into this. But realistically, what we've got is more like this. So you're starting the day low, and then it's going to come here. You're going to go here, and then come back up for the evening. So this is like 7 AM when we wake up. This is like 12 PM, and then remember we've got a natural dip in our energy here. This would be like 6 PM. So this is what we have, and our energy demands are probably going to look something like this. So we're going to start the day low, maybe get coffee in, and like this. So when we stay consistent, our energy sits just above our energy demand. But because of this fluctuation, it's going to be much harder to sustain our energy that we have along with the energy that we need. So what we might end up with is something like this. We're starting the day here. We get a crash, we need high energy because we're experiencing a lot of work. And it stays something like this. So we need consistent energy throughout the day until we finally go to bed. Here. And what our energy is probably going to ask of us is more like this. Loads of energy, and then we're going to crash. So you can see this is the problem. So what we really need is to turn this into this as much as possible. Now, you can sort of see the issue that occurs with this. Realistically, it's not going to go like that. It's going to go more like this. So realistically, you're going to get here. And then this is where we get negative and repetitive cycles occurring. Because when you go to sleep at a deficit, an overall loss in your energy throughout the day compared to the energy that you needed, it's going to cause you to come back and you're going to start a bit lower here. So maybe the next day it's more like this. Same energy demand, and it's going to look something like that. So you can see the issue there. So this is all well and good, but we ideally need to turn this into as much as this as possible, which is probably going to look a bit more like this. So if this is what we're going for, then this is great. So in this situation, we can do two things. We can either raise our energy, or we can lower our output throughout the day. The issue comes when we raise our energy and we raise our output. Maybe this is needed, maybe we've got a busy period at work. So what happens when we raise our output and we raise our energy, but then the energy ends up looking something like this day and we have a low energy day? It's going to inevitably happen. So the best things we can do is raise our energy. I hope you're staying with me. I hope this makes sense. So what we need to do is raise our energy, or we need to lower the demand. And we can do both. Now, this is where my framework comes in. So I'm not going to go over the whole thing, but let me write it anyway. Velocity. I hope you can see that. Car. So, these are the basic metrics that I like to go off that helps people show up more effective and efficient. For now, you. So, I'm not going to go over the whole thing, but what I really want to focus on is this one here, lifestyle. Now, I've broken these down into 4 sections. Number 1 is diet. Number 2 is physical activity. Number 3 is sleep. Number 4 is emotional health. One part of my lifestyle is supporting your business and your consistency with these 4 traits. So you think you're here and this is your business. You are basically the foundation to your business. If you look after yourself, then you provide better foundations for your business. And that comes down to this framework here, which fits into the lifestyle section of looking after your health. And these 4 are essential to maintain consistency and actually gain consistency. Because with these, you can remain at that constant level. They can keep you here. Because they're 4 legs to a lifestyle, right? So these 4, think of them as 4 legs to a table, and your business is on top. If there's deficits in one, then the table is going to be slanted. But at the same time, if they're all in balance, then you're going to have a perfect table, and that is going to be the resemblance of your business. So that is step 1, right? The second thing that we can do is down here in the car section. So this section, remember we said about making your routine easier, and this is how we're going to do that. So competence, autonomy, relatedness. These are 3 science-backed metrics that help you improve your performance. Improving these 3 will help you become more intrinsically motivated, better output, and better peak performance. So these 3 are the psychology of peak performance. They're 3 essential elements: autonomy, competence, and relatedness. So let's break them down. Autonomy is actually feeling in control of your work. Even if you have a boss, you need freedom over the work that you're actually doing. Competence is feeling capable and confident in the skill that you've got. So this is a skill that we have to develop over time, and it's sometimes hard at the start, but with momentum, competence becomes easier, and that makes your work become easier. And then finally, relatedness is feeling connected to either a community or a bigger ideal. So whether that's a mission, clients, your team, it matters if you feel connected. So these 3 are key drivers of actual performance. And with these 3, this energy is going to drop. Does that make sense? So in conclusion, to stay consistent, you need to manage your energy, build the reserves through what we've been speaking about, having the drive and the engine with the energy reserve surplus that you've created through these healthy habits. So when times get tough, have the drive and the engine to get back on track to something more like this. I hope you're starting to understand that to build consistency, you need to manage your energy and your output, which is obvious, obviously. But the way we do that is by either lowering the output or increasing our energy levels. Then this gives us the energy to consistently perform and be consistently showing up. So I hope you enjoy it. I hope you've got something out of this video. Obviously we haven't gone over the whole framework and there's so much more to it. But if you're running on empty and you're actually ready to perform at your best, dive into the Velocity Car Protocol with a full video in my Instagram bio. It will help you dial in your habits and help you create unstoppable momentum. Check that out. If you have any questions, just let me know. And if you want to hear more, hit the subscribe button and follow me for more.